Okay, welcome race fans. Here tonight we are at Daytona with the end-to-wall MaxSpeed here, end-to-wall B series, and they're going to be turning 85 laps here tonight. Sorry, I'm kind of preoccupied here with them trying to get everything going. I'm all excited. Hopefully I got everything working right tonight. Man, last night and tonight, pretty good nights, and keep my fingers crossed. Hopefully this is another good night. All right, I'm gonna be muting my mic here for just a minute. I gotta help my good old buddy Ed out here for just a minute, so I will be right back.
Yeah, I do, Rudy. Oh, that's right. I'm just thinking now you can turn me up into TeamSpeak and that will be louder on your end. In TeamSpeak? Okay. Okay, so it might be my headset. I might have to get a new one. Okay, sound. No, all right.
Okay, Ed, anyhow here, Daytona, one of our favorite broadcasts. Man, I'll tell you what, these guys know how to get around here now. I did hear a few of the drivers saying that the setup didn't feel the best out there. So hopefully, hopefully that's not going to be a bad sign.
No, I don't think it will be. I mean, I think that once you get in there and play around the offset a little bit and get that set, I think it'd be all right. It's all about the offset, how you drive and how the steering wheel feels.
Absolutely. Well, you know, we've seen these guys always put on a good show. Last night was an amazing show with the truck series at Homestead. That was just absolutely amazing. Some of the best racing I've seen in a long time.
Amazing wasn't the word, Rudy.
So these guys do know how to get around it, I'm telling you.
Well, we're hoping for that same race that we had last night at Homestead. We're at Daytona, and these guys should put a good show here on. And it's going to be awesome racing from some of these guys, because I know we got some good races here, Rudy.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Well, I think they probably are going to be heading toward here in just a few minutes. I think they're going to be having their drivers meeting before qualifying, so we'll make sure that they're going to do the same thing as they did last night, Ed. So we're going to be playing the national anthem a little early, so to make sure that these guys do. You still got me, Ed? No,
go ahead, Rudy.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I thought I did something there. It messed up my sound. Sorry.
No.
I was like, no. But anyhow, they're going to do the same thing as they did last night, where I'll play the national anthem beforehand. So about 2 minutes to go, folks. We'll be playing the national anthem here. And when we come back, these guys will be ready to go. And they're going to be having the pace car, going to lead them around here for the very first lap. And then they'll get the okie dokie to take off and run their qualifying lap. So kind of a cool format the way they do that, ain't it, Ed?
Yeah, it sure is. I think it's pretty awesome that they, take that truck out there and run the pace lap for the qualifying. It just looks awesome on the track itself, Rudy.
Yeah, and we have, I believe Gary Lowe has got the pace car is going to do it here. He's got a car specifically painted up, with the end-to-wall racing and MaxSpeedTV on it. So let me see if I can find him real quick here and see if we can get a look at that car. I believe he's sitting on pit road.
He sure is.
So yeah, the Xfinity series here, and it is the official pace car painted right on it. So pretty cool looking paint job on that car.
Yeah, it sure is.
So that will be the official pace car for tonight to lead these guys off. It's a Ford Mustang, and he will lead these guys off of the starting grid here for qualifying, not for the race, but for qualifying. I think it would be really a cool idea, Ed, if you could do that with the official pace car to start the race off. Wouldn't that be awesome?
Yeah, yes, it definitely would. Now, I wish we could get that set up in there, because that would be awesome.
Yeah, that would be.
I got a question for you, Rudy, before
Yes.
we get started. Now, you told me to shut the update off, update on my own paint schemes, or is that the automatic on refresh texture?
The automatic refresh one. Yeah, just uncheck that and then click apply.
Okay, thank you.
And then when you go into the servers, it won't automatically refresh on you and keep going back to the old one all the time.
Okay, sounds good.
And all you got to do is just when you get in there, just hit Control R and refreshes one time, and then it won't do it again unless you hit Control R again.
Oh, good.
So yeah, I think that was a really cool. I think Nathan Miller's the one that told me about that. And Nathan Miller is, I believe, still on vacation, Ed, in Germany. So, shout out to him. I don't know if he's going to be watching tonight, but shout out to him. Hopefully he's having a good time. I think he's going to be back here in another week or maybe 2. I think he was going to be over there for 2 weeks, I think. So, that is really cool. Like, man, great place to be. Beautiful country over there in Germany.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Lots of history to see over there, and you know, if you're a history buff, that's a place to go.
Oh, it sure is, Rudy.
All right, well, I'm not sure if I can play a little tunes here, keep you company for just a few more minutes. We got about 5 minutes here until I play the national anthem, so I got to kind of stay focused on that. But big things coming here at MaxSpeedTV, folks, and I am pumped. I am excited. I finally have cracked the learning curve. I can't wait to share it all with you. I don't want to tell you what it is, but great things are going to be coming here in the very near future. So, Ed, you know what they are.
Yeah, I sure do, Rudy, and I can't wait for that day.
Well, we spent the money, and we're going to finally reap the profits of that money spent, and man, I'm telling you what, I can't wait. I've been working really hard at it. Every day I work myself into where my eyes start getting crossed, and I was like, okay, that's enough. I gotta stop for today.
Yeah, no more.
All right, looks like Gary Lowe and Carrie are going to be the admins tonight in the booth watching the race. So my hat's off to them, because that's a thankless job, isn't it, Ed?
It sure is, and especially when you got to sit there and watch a race and see what going around every turn, every front stretch, back stretch, and it's just a tough. Especially watching all the drivers on the track. Yeah. That's the toughest, and try to control all that. It's a big thing. Well, my hat goes off to them gentlemen that do up there and all the hard work they do and put a good show on here for us, man. And if we ever come over to broadcast, man, it's just awesome. Those guys just do a wonderful job.
All right, about 3 minutes away from the Star Spangled Banner here. I love broadcasting here at Daytona at night. It's I know we talked about this, Ed. The cars just shimmer on the track from the lights, and it's just amazing, Yeah,
10 floor, yeah. You know, you're like me. You're like that night glare, and when watch these B cars coming down the front stretch, and just the glare to come off these cars is just wonderful. Now, you know what, when I trading pates here and you got cars on pit road, does that automatically will update when they hit the track, or
yeah,
do it? Okay.
Yeah, they won't update on the pit road.
See all these white cars and what's going on.
Yeah, I think since that last build or something, I don't know what that did to it, but something happened there, and I think it's part of this team thing. Because when you come in on pit road and you come out at, change a team member and you got a different paint, I think that's when it updates.
Oh, okay.
It won't update till you come off pit road. Excuse me. All right, well, hopefully everybody out there is having a good night and ready to put on here a good show for you. These guys know how to get it done. They did it last night and ready to do it again tonight. Lots of great drivers on the track. James Lehman looking for his first win here with the league. Paul Berthwick in there. Terry Bellinger with a great lap. Brian Pager. We've got a lot of good folks in here. Mark Nichols. These guys know how to get around this track. Daytona. I know it's a flat foot track. Everybody says, "Oh, all you gotta do is flat foot it," but you know what? It takes talent in a different way. So to flat foot a track. So
sure does. I want to go here and practice a little bit.
Yeah, knock yourself out, Ed.
Find somebody I can draft with.
I may mute you here in a minute because I'm about less than a minute away from playing the Star Spangled Banner, folks. And we're going to get this thing kicked off here in style.
Okay.
Uh-oh, somebody popped their engine. Richard Gonzalez. Mark Robertson there, our Canadian brother with a red maple leaf on the hood. Wishing him the best of luck tonight. All right, Ed, I'll be back in just a few minutes here.
Okay.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Okay, folks, just a couple of seconds left here, and we will get down here as the pace car will be leading them around. Gary Logan will lead them around in his pace car. for the first lap of qualifying, so get ready, folks. This is going to be good. We're going to see this. I believe this is open qualifying again. We will get down here. Let me find Gary Lowe as he's getting ready to lead them out in the Xfinity car. So we'll get him down here. Let me get a little closer. And he is going to lead them around here to take the first lap of qualifying, folks. He'll bring them around, all the way around the track, and once he gets down to pit road, he'll duck on pit road, and they're off and going for the first lap here of qualifying. 15 minutes of qualifying they got.
Oh, wow.
Gary Lowe in the MaxSpeedTV Xfinity car. Well, Ed, you want to call it down just like a normal race here? Call them down.
Will. I was waiting to say, gentlemen, tighten those belts because we're getting ready to go qualifying.
I guess I better shut that doggone phone off, huh? We don't want that doing that while we're broadcasting. Sometimes I forget to shut that thing off. Sorry about that.
Okay, Rudy, our pace car is getting ready to drop into pit lane. And it drops into pit lane. We got a green flag. It's waving. Boogie boogie, guys. Let's go racing.
Qualifying. Not racing, qualifying.
Well, qualifying still safe as the race.
There you go. Seeing who can get on the pole there. Terry Bellinger out front, Kerry Woodward in second right there. These guys looking to see who can get the fastest lap around here. All right, those of you watching at home, make sure you do turn that up to 1080p, that little gear over in the right-hand corner of the viewing screen. Turn it up to 1080p. And also make sure you hit that subscribe button before you leave tonight. I'd like to have our subscribers here on YouTube. And thanks for watching on MaxSpeedTV tonight. Appreciate it. You can follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/MaxSpeedTV. Also check out the website at MaxSpeedTV.com. And you can also look us up on Twitter, MaxSpeedTV1 on Twitter.
Don't forget our sponsor, Rudy.
Oh, absolutely. I'm glad you mentioned that. Yeah, thanks to our sponsor, Sim Garage. All your custom button boxes, you tell him what you want, and he will build it for you. Thanks, Steve. Appreciate it. Check him out at simgarage.com.
Yes, thanks, Steve. Really appreciate you, buddy.
Brian Pager on the top spot right now. This kind of gives a false impression of just how fast the car's out here when they're not by themselves, because draft does play a major role in how fast these cars can get around here. So
I guess I'm old school, Rudy. I like the original qualifying, single car qualifying. I'm not really too fan about drafting with somebody to qualify, I guess. I'm just old school.
Yep. Well, you know, and my thing of it is I can always turn in a really good lap. All you got to do is just ride in the back of, you know, like in a pack of 4, 5, 6 cars or something. If you get somewhere in the middle, 4th, 5th place in that pack, you can turn in a better lap than the guy up front, you know, which is kind of weird. You know, you're all going the same speed, so how would you turn in a faster time? But that's kind of a glitch, I guess.
Well, if you look at Brian Pager, he's running way in the back here, and he's just picking up. You know, he's in the 4th spot in that second pack. That's where he's getting that fast speed, sitting, like you said, sitting way in the back here.
Yeah, I'm on him right now. The number 7 there, Brian Pager.
He got the old 2 there pushing him right along. Taylor Stanley there pushing him.
These guys are going to be looking for partners out here. You might see them team up with somebody early, and if they get separated, of course, they'll have to make, I'm sure, at least one pit stop here tonight. This is a lot different than last night. I think they're going to probably wind up making 2. But going to be a whole lot different, you know. And if they get separated from their teammates, they're going to be looking for a new partner later on in the race. So, you know, and it does happen. And you know, another thing that you want to keep in mind: races can be won or lost on pit road. If we see green flag pit stops, we may see people make mistakes out there. Everybody's human. We all make mistakes. And you might see somebody slide through their pit stall and maybe come down pit road just a little too fast, get a speeding penalty on pit road, and have to sit there in their pit box an extra 15 seconds. So that costs them time. 15 seconds on this track, as you can see, that's a third of a lap. So that's how far you'll be behind.
Oh, definitely, Rudy, definitely. And we see so much stuff happen on the track and off the track, Rudy.
Yes. For sure.
Well, Reed, like I always talk about, every track we go to, save your equipment, gentlemen, and pay attention on these super speedways. You really got to pay attention. The guy in front of you, the guy in back of you, and try to hold that car. These cars are still the same, just like the trucks. You get that high wind coming off the back of them spoilers. And what happens when you're pushing somebody? The car stands to wobble a little bit, and you got your hands full.
Yep.
So hope these guys look out for that tonight. I'm hoping that we're gonna see like 3 wide, maybe 2 wide. I'm hoping 3 wide. We're gonna see that tonight, and I know these guys can get that job done because I see some good driving out there right now.
Well, I kind of wanted to ask Kerry a question. He's on the track, but I did send him a poke that whenever he gets off the track, ask him to come down here for a minute. I wanted to find out if they had any resets. It's not.
Yeah, that's a no. And what is their? And I want to know what's their fuel strategy here. How many laps can we go on these B cars on a super speedway? Can we go 30 or 40 laps here? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what the pit window is. Kerry, you got a second?
Yeah, sure.
I know you were on the track, and I'm sorry to bother you, and it wasn't vital. How many resets?
2.
2 resets, okay. And do you know what the fuel window is here?
Well, those guys ran all day long here. I'm going to say 45.
45
40.
laps?
I don't know.
I was
I
going to
really
say, I'm
don't
pretty
know.
close. I thought it was going to be about 40 laps, maybe. But
I was thinking less than that. I was thinking about like 37 or 38, I thought, but because this is 2.5 miles.
Yeah,
But yeah, you may be right. You may be right.
I'm not real sure.
Yeah. Okay.
And we're at 50% tape, and then of course we're at 95 degrees, so we won't be able to push much.
No. Already seeing some engines pop out there just in qualifying, so these guys
Yeah.
are trying to push, so hard. So, well, are you racing tonight?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to be adminning.
No, Gary's going to handle it.
Very good, very good. Okay, well, we wish you luck out there, Kerry, and hopefully we'll talk to you on the pole.
All right, babe. See you after a while.
Okay,
luck,
thank
Kerry.
you. What a guy, I'm telling you. Kerry is, man, he's one of the best. Okay, 4 minutes left of qualifying. These guys out here, everybody looks like you're chasing Brian Pager right now.
Brian Pager had that car set up this right, set in the back like we talked about, and got that draft.
We still got a little less than 4 minutes here, though. The guys can try to see if they can get something else going. Man, I'm sorry I disrupted Kerry. Doggone, I feel bad now, but I just wanted to find out. We got 2 resets here, so if the guys do get tangled up in a mess or something, at least they can get their car fixed up and get back out there.
Looks like Mark Robertson is pushing. I can't know what his number is there. I wish, like, maybe is that. No, it can't be them.
The number 13, Brian Timble.
Brian Timberber. Yep.
Well, thank you, Ed, for helping tonight, man. I actually kind of totally unexpected. I don't mean that in a bad way, brother. I mean that in a good way. I'm glad,
Well, we got to spin. We saved it though. It's the
Yeah.
apron, the 23.
Brock Hubble, they're both going to take it down on the apron there. A couple that we'll kind of watch out for tonight. I'm going to say watch out for Brian Brewer, Brian Pager, Tyler Stanley, these guys up there, and Richard Gonzalez. And I would not count out Brock Hubble for a win here tonight.
Well, he knows how to get the job done. We've seen that before here.
Mm-hmm. And I'm not taking anything away from any of these other drivers. They're all great drivers out here. And it's just going to be I'm going to say this kind of like in a general format, but it's just going to be a chance of luck to to keep your car clean. Don't get caught up in the wreck. Save your equipment, like you're always saying, Ed, and being there at the end and being in the right position to take that win. So we could see an upset here tonight.
Well, we always talk about that being in the right position at the right time. It's
Yes.
going to be a long race, and like you talked about, Rudy, to save that equipment. And here's a big plus. Depends who you draft with, Rudy. I'm talking about, you find the right partner you can stick with, go to the pit with, come out of the pit window with them, and finish the race. That's the more important. Finish the race. It's not about winning to me, Rudy. It's about finishing the race and having a good race.
Yeah, and they're not going to be able to push long, like Kerry said. 50% tape on these cars. Boy, that's a lot of tape.
Oh, we done that before, and I'm going to be honest with you. I was a little mad about that because I couldn't push about one lap.
Yep. Well, that's going to keep the field pretty well tight together. They're not going to be able to get out there away from each other too awful much. So we should see a pretty good tight race here tonight. Just hopefully they can keep it clean and we don't see a lot of cars damaged. Not a huge field here tonight. I did want to kind of mention that. Right now we got 19 qualifiers. It looks like that's also running in it.
Oh, well.
I'm not sure. Paul Berthwick has not turned a qualifying lap, but he is in the race. And so I think that'll make, looks like maybe about 20 drivers going to take to the track, Ed.
Well, it should be an awesome race, like we talked about, Rudy. You get less drivers like that. It should be an awesome race. You're going to see a low side and a high side here. And like we said, we got that 50% grill tape on these cars. I don't see a lot of passing here unless you get a good run from the guy in the high side. Like we said, we're going to see a lot of back-to-back racing here tonight, Rudy, or would you call bumper-to-bumper racing. Like I said, the only way you get around each other here is somebody pulls out or somebody gets down on the low side, make it 3 wide. You can push 1 lap and the car will overheat. You got to watch out for that tonight because it will overheat in 1 lap. But I guess we're going to get ready to go racing here, Rudy.
Yes, sir, we are. They'll be taking the grid here in just a second. Awful slow. These lately, these things have been awful slow switching over, from one session to the next. So, still waiting on it. It'll actually come down to about a 3-second countdown to finish it up. Well, I'm excited about tonight's race, Ed. I think it's going to be a good one. It's going to be a good one to watch. Like we always say, these guys know how to get it done, so we're gonna watch them do it.
Oh, definitely.
Okay.
What is our? Okay, we're gonna do 80. Are we doing? How many laps tonight?
85. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, let's get down here and see who's who and where they're running. Brian Pager on the pole with a 45.947. Good lap. Congratulations, Brian. Tyler Stanley starting second in the 02. Mark Robertson in third in the number 21. Brian Timbrell in the number 13 starting fourth. Mark Nichols in the 48 starting fifth. Terry Bellinger in the 29 starting sixth. In seventh place, Brian Brewer in the number 66. In eighth, Richard Gonzalez in the number 23. In ninth, Brock Hubble in the number 3 starting in ninth. Kerry Woodward in the 95 starting 10th. Brent Huffman in the 45 starting 11th. James Lehman in the 04, not on the grid yet, starting 12th. Dustin Kinnaman in the number 12 starting 13th. Nick Taylor in the 07 starting 14th. Eric Kaplinger in the 277 starting 15th. Timothy Kelleher in the number 4 starting 16th. Anthony Cianci in the 01 starting 17th. Craig Hawkins in the number 25 starting 18th. Tom Serrato in the 41 starting 19th. And it looks like Paul Berthwick taking up the rear of the field in the number 30 starting 21st. Let's get back up here to our leader. Make sure we are live. We are. And we're ready to go, Ed.
Oh, awesome. Well, I hope you can hear me a little better on the broadcast, Rudy. I hope we're not too low.
I think you are a little bit better.
Okay, good. That's all we like to hear.
Yeah. I just want to make sure that our fans can hear you. They can hear me. I know they can, but I went back and listened, and you can, you're kind of weak on the sounding. So, okay, it looks like they're rolling off the grid here, Ed, and it looks like you're up to get them going, buddy.
Looks like Brian Pager will lead this pack down.
20 drivers taken to the grid. Nice field.
Nice field. This will be an awesome race. This should be a good race.
Yeah, we always say it. It seems like, no offense to any of the drivers, but the smaller of the field, it seems like it's better racing.
Yeah, and it sure does. When we get 40-some cars out there and everybody's pushing and shoving out there, Rudy, it just makes it tough, and somebody's trying to get past each other. It just makes it really tough. But when we got a smaller field, we should have a good race.
It's just so busy and so compact, and especially these guys are running 50% tape, man. It's going to be, hopefully they get single file and ride here for a while.
Yeah, I mean, this track's tight as it is at Daytona. I mean, if we went to like a super speed like Talladega was a little wide open, you can do a 5 wide or 6 wide. Well, that's the kind of track you like to be racing at. But this track's just, you can do barely 3 wide here. You know what I mean? So it's tight. But we've seen 4 wide here before, so we'll see
Yep.
what happens.
A long time ago, I seen 5 wide on the backstretch. Well, it didn't last long, but they were 5 wide.
I was gonna say somebody has to cut it loose. Okay, Rudy here, GT Ford Mustang getting ready to pull into pit road. Brian Pager's gonna lead him down here with Tyler standing. Hey, we got our green flag. It's waving, boys. Let's go racing.
All right, Mark Robertson right on the throttle after Brian Pager kind of took right off right there. Didn't even wait for the green flag.
I was going to say, that was a quick green flag. I saw the pace car going, and I saw cars running.
Sure was, yeah. Tyler Stanley now goes back to 3rd. Brian Timbrell 4th. Everybody getting spread out right now, all the way back to the back end here. Paul Berthwick in dead last on the field in 20th. It looks like he gets a run underneath Tom Serrato here. And he's going to roll into the 19th spot. Tom Serrato goes back to 20th. We got guys diving in everywhere here. Eric Kaplinger, looks like Kerry Woodward up on the high side there in the 15th spot. So we've got a couple of takers on the high side. Nick Taylor working with him, Ed.
Don't look like it's going to fan out very well for him unless the old 7 gets down there on his back bumper. Nick Taylor needs to jump on that bumper of his. He looks like he's going to carry on to Woodward's going to pull it on the inside there and leave who's that? Nick Taylor up on that high side all by himself. Ooh, we got a little skipping from Nick Taylor.
Got one
Okay,
here.
we got a couple new takers up on top, way up there towards the top. I'm in the back of the field, Rudy. We got 3 takers up on the high side now.
Yeah, Brian Brewer up here all by himself, but he seems to be hanging in there pretty good right now in 8th. But he's up there now. We get James Lehman jumps out there with him, wanting to go along with him, and they get 3 or 4 up there on the high side.
We got a 3 wide.
3 wide. Lehman going up the middle.
Sure does.
Man, what a job. Brian Brewer backs out of it. He knew what was going to happen if that kept up.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, you don't want to get too close to that wall, and all of a sudden that car, to get that draft from that car, could shove you up in that wall, and all of a sudden you lost it. That's a good move by Brian Brewer just to back out of it, and then you got a long ways to go.
Lehman just driving by on the high side here. Has he got anybody working with him? Man, yes, he does. The number 25 there, Craig Hawkins.
Craig Hawkins is working with him right now.
And boy, Lehman has moved clear up to the front. Look at this. Started 12th, and here he is in 2nd, bidding for the lead. Mark Robertson comes up on the back of Brian Pager and tries to help him out. Not going to be able to push very long, though, Ed.
No, I think Craig Hawkins getting a little hot there. He had to back off that bumper because you know 50% tape, man. These things overheat quick. You can tell he's overheating a little bit. Can you come up the track a little bit to get some air into that front nose there?
Coming out of the turn, it's still Brian Pager up front right now, but Lehman right there in 2nd. You don't really.
He's trying to get a little side draft there from Brian Pager there, and got to be careful of that, gentlemen, because that can get really loose.
And Craig Hawkins has to back out a little bit because he started getting warm. Now comes back up onto the bumper of Lehman. And these right now, these are the only ones that are battling so far. I think Lehman wants to get up there and maybe lead a lap. I'm not sure. But let's go back in the field here a little ways. Tyler Stanley now back in 5th. Started 2nd on the field, but back in 5th. Man, Lehman up here not giving up without a fight, man, I'm telling you.
No, he's not. And here's the thing, man. You got Mark Robinson there, he's overheating himself, and he's just riding right now. And he's probably saying, I don't want to really blow my motor up because, you know what, we got 85 laps here to run. I'm not going to push it over 6 laps that we ran here, 4 laps we run here so far. I'm not sure he'll run 6 laps, like I said. And he just looked like he's taking it easy. Now Lehman pulls in front of the 7.
Yes, he does.
Pager.
And he did lead that lap.
Yes, he did, and left his partner hanging there because he was overheating.
Yeah.
So
Craig Hawkins going to have to fall in behind Mark Robertson now into 4th place.
Oh, he doesn't fall in the back there.
No.
He's going to try to go take them all by himself up there. I don't think that's a good choice there. You need that draft from another car, Lee.
Well, Tyler Stanley has closed back up on him. And now man, oh man, did they ever reel up Mark Robertson really quick there.
Oh, they sure did. You know, they got a good run on there. Like I said, you know, Mark Robertson was overheating really bad there, and he had to let off the throttle there, and that gives those other cats enough room to catch back up with you.
Terry Bellinger back here in 8th place after starting 6th, but everybody being patient back here right now. Craig Hawkins still working that high side, though, using every bit of the side draft he can get as he comes up on the side of Brian Pager. Trying to get back up there with Lehman. Lehman going to come up and try to give him a little help.
Oh,
and that's just what they needed.
Right there. He's clear right now.
Yes.
Drop it in there.
I don't know.
Well, he's still clear. He just didn't look like he didn't have enough room there or something.
Yeah, he wants to go for the lead, I guess.
You get that rival point right there. If you can read it, it looks like he's going to lead that lap right there. Did he get it? I don't know.
I'll tell you in a minute. Yes, he did. He led that lap. So Craig Hawkins leads the lap now. And boy, looking back through the field, these guys are starting to get a little impatient. Timothy Kelleher now up to the 10th spot. These guys a double file back here as he's on the side of, I believe that's Terry Bellinger.
Well, they sure are. We got some cars coming up on that high side really fast. We got the 07 and the 4, I believe.
Yeah, that's Timothy Kelleher.
Yep, Kelleher and Brian Pager's coming right back up through there.
Well, Brian Pager, he's still up in 2nd. I think you're thinking of Brian Brewer or Brian Timbrell.
Oh, Timbrell, yeah.
Yeah, Brian Timbrell, yep. All right, and Mark Nichols joining in is into the 10th spot now. He's getting into the fight, so the whole back part of the field has caught back up to the front part of the field.
Well, you got to watch that. You got to watch Timothy there, Keller boy. He's up and down the track. I don't know what's going on. He's fighting that wheel like crazy.
Let me see if I can get caught up with him here.
Nick Taylor had to back off the gas. He saw him wobbling so much and just say, "I'm just going to ride back here. Look, I got to be safe."
Yeah, Kelleher up to the 4th place now, and he brought the number 12 of Dustin Kinnaman right along with him. Now they've caught up to Craig Hawkins. Craig up there on the high side in the number 25, still side by side with James Lehman. Lehman's led for 4 laps now, so congrats on leading a lap and getting them points. So far we've had him, Craig Hawkins, and Brian Pager, the only ones that have led laps.
Craig Hawkins should lead this lap right here. We got the 4 right on this bumper there. We'll see what happens here. If he can hold that car still, he'll be all right.
Long ways from the first pit
stop. Clear.
Stop.
He could drop down anytime.
And Kelleher into it with Lehman. Oh, no. No caution, but Lehman and Kelleher. Man, that's unfortunate for them, too. I'm not even going to go back and look at that. We seen it right on camera, what happened there. But that puts Craig Hawkins out in the middle or on the front. Lehman trying to get his car back up to speed, but Kelleher smoking like a freight train trying to make it to pit road. But Lehman's okay. He didn't hit anything. That's a good deal. And as he gets caught back up, now he's wishing for a caution. Brian Pager in 2nd up here with this whole batch coming around, folks. You can look back on the rest of the field.
Oh, look who he's in. Kidman coming up on that high side. you got Nick Taylor pushing him right through there. We're trying to follow him down through there up on that high side. Well, at least lead a lap here.
Those cars are awful wobbly, aren't they?
Oh, they sure are. They're getting so much wind from that, low side in that wall.
All right, Craig Hawkins still out front. Looks like James Lehman on pit road as they're coming up on
we got
Kelleher.
A car smoking. Oh, that's the car that was in the wreck there earlier.
Yeah, Timothy Kelleher, yep. Looks like he is stopped and taking it behind the wall, I believe, or towed. I think he was hoping he could make it to pit road. Craig Hawkins up front, Brian Pager second, Mark Robertson third, Dustin Kinnaman back to fourth. Everybody getting single file again here up front.
Let's settle down, gentlemen. We got a long way to go. We're at lap 13.
Probably be looking for pit stops here in about another 27 laps, 27 to 30 laps. We'll be looking for pit stops. So.
Oh, definitely, Rudy.
Somewhere along in there. I think James Lehman may have taken his car behind pit road.
Nope, he's coming. He exited the pit. He got forced press tires and filled up full of snow and fuel, and he's back on the track.
Yep. I'm showing him a couple. He'll be at least a lap down, but he's back here with no partner.
That might put him a couple laps down unless you get somebody's catching in a pit, but I don't see that happening. Like 30 more laps, he'll be pitting. It's all right, Lehman, you get the lucky dog if the caution comes out.
Yeah, he's going to be, the leaders are coming up on him here pretty quick, and he'll get melded in with them, kind of mixed in with the crowd, and if a caution comes out, he'll get his lap back. He'll be back in the mix of it here before long.
Oh yeah, definitely. You always do.
Up on the high side, Tom Serrato now going to take over the lead, and he leads the lap.
He sure does.
Great racing going on here. These guys mixing it up pretty good. Paul Berthwick works his way up to the front.
He sure does. He pushed Tom Serrato up there. He listen, you either got to go down or I'm going to go by you.
That's right. And now Tom Serrato is going to go backwards. So looking here at Craig Hawkins pushing Paul Berthwick. Paul started 20th on the field, and here he is going to be taking the lead. As he comes around here, he will be scored as leading that lap.
Well, that was an awesome race. He got the, you got to get down. You get a window that's open down to the bottom. You got to pull that car down to the bottom.
They're coming up on James Lehman here. James a couple laps down. Kelleher finally getting back out on the track after having to tow to pit road using a reset. All right, James Lehman now going to be joining in with these guys as he's going to try to get down into the groove. Tom Serrato comes up on him pretty quick.
Looks like Tommy Serrato had to let off the throttle a little bit so he wouldn't run him over.
Yeah, I would say. He had a pretty good head of steam there. Mark Robertson was pushing the heck out of him right there, and he had a pretty good head of steam, had to lift off the throttle head.
Yeah, he sure did.
Now Lehman up there on the high side, nobody to work with, but he's going to try to probably get down to the low side here as soon as he can. And there, nope, not there. He had the opening. There he goes. There he goes. All right. Kerry Woodward in 17th place. Nobody back here working with Kerry right now.
Oh, boy.
He's kind of losing the draft there off the back of Anthony Cianci. Looking back here for just a second. Back to Kerry. Kerry's going to be losing that draft if he's not careful.
Yeah, that's definitely need somebody to draft with or somebody to hook up on the back of the bumper if you lose their draft, man. I've been there before, where just like you have, man. What happens? You sit in the way of the back, nobody to draft with. It's just tough.
Craig Hawkins now up on the high side. Mark Robertson pushing the heck out of him. Those two going to try to get by Paul Berthwick. They clear him.
He has the room.
They clear him and come down the line, and there they go. But Craig Hawkins back out in the lead, folks. Been good racing so far, Ed.
Yeah, it's just been excitement here.
Knock on wood. Berthwick trying the high side by himself, but without a partner up there, he's going to go backwards.
Sure is, man. It's just tough. You go up there, you go up in that top line like that with no partner, you're just going to go backwards. These guys ain't going to let you in.
No, well, they're too close together to do that. Dustin Kinnaman coming up through there. He is in the 5th place right now, and I don't believe he's going to back off enough to let Paul in there. Tyler Stanley, our 2nd place guy, here in 6th place right now. Lehman has joined in with them guys, but he is running in 19th place. He's a couple of laps down, so he's got his work cut out for him to try to get back onto the lead lap. I was looking here, Mark Nichols in 9th, Ed. He's doing great.
Yeah, he is. I saw him come up through the field, just taking his time.
You don't see these guys pushing too awful much.
What? That number 30, man, Paul there, but he just don't want to give it up, man. I'm going to stay right here at this high side. Got nobody to go with him, but he's giving all he's got.
Yeah, he's not giving up too awful much right there. He's trying to ride the thing out and see where it takes him.
Okay, Mark Robertson's going to come up there and hook up with him.
And they're coming up here on lap traffic here before long. I think that's Timothy Kelleher up there, but I'm not sure. Paul Berthwick pushing the heck out of Mark Robertson, and that's going to get Mark up to the lead. He has not led a lap yet today. And he dumps off Paul down on the low line. Mark wants to lead a lap really bad to get that valuable point. Paul has led 3 laps, so is he gonna deny Mark? Boy, he's got a good run here.
He's got to run. You got a car up that 25 on that high side. Give him some air. You don't take it.
Yep.
Mark gets all get it.
Mark gets denied that leading a lap.
That was a good run.
Yep. He's probably giving Paul a wave out the finger, the old finger out the window deal there. Telling him he's number 1.
Yeah, you bet you're bottom of the butt. He is.
Craig Hawkins now dumps off Paul Berthwick and goes back into the lead in front of Mark Robertson.
I guess you don't got a partner out here tonight, Rudy. I thought it was a lot of give and take, but there's a lot of take.
Yeah. And Paul, they're coming up here 3 wide. How's he going to deal with this? Timothy Kelleher on the high side. And it looks like they get clear of Timothy, and Timothy falls in behind Paul Berthwick. Craig Hawkins leading lap number 9, folks. So far, it's been pretty good racing. We've had a couple of guys got into it earlier there, James Lehman and Timothy Kelleher, but they spun. Timothy did hit the inside wall and did cause some motor damage. He went in and used a reset, got back out on the track, but he's back in 20th place right now.
There's Mark Robertson up on that high side. He's going to lead this lap right
Sorry
here.
about that.
Mark Robertson will lead this lap.
Yes, he will. Good job, Mark. Thank you, Paul, huh?
Yeah, Paul pushing him down on that front stretch.
So Mark does lead a lap. Well, I don't know how long Paul's going to be able to push, but man, I don't know. Paul wants to get back up there too. Looking back on Paul from Mark here. Paul trying to stay right on his bumper. They've kind of put a little bit of distance between them and 3rd place Craig Hawkins, about 0.4 of a second. But they're going to have to be really careful, Ed, that they don't get that motor too hot. Paul's got to.
You see those lights start blinking, you better shut her down, man.
Okay,
Get off the back of that bumper.
He's got to watch them temperature gauges. A lot for these drivers to think about out there.
Oh yeah, you see the 30. He had to come up on that high side just a little bit, man, because you know he's overhitting. overheating there, and you know Craig Hawkins is coming right back. Because once you overheat, he knows he's going to get right back up there.
Kinnaman in 5th, followed by Tyler Stanley 6th, Brian Timbrell 7th, and Mark Nichols 8th, Terry Bellinger 9th, and Richard Gonzalez comes up to the back up to the 10th spot now. Brock Hubble in 11th. Brent Huffman in 12th. These guys all single file back here. Eric Kaplinger in 13th. He started 15th, but here he is running in 13th. I was going to look back here and see Kerry Woodward is now quite a ways back. He's actually a full second behind Tom Serrato in 16th. So he has definitely lost the draft. He's got somebody behind him. Let me see who that is. That is Timothy Kelleher. If Kelleher could get caught up here to Kerry Woodward, he could work with him and try to get him pushed back up to the front.
Yeah, he looks like he's trying to get up there. Maybe if Kerry would lift off the throttle a little bit and maybe have him catch up there and he can get on his back bumper.
James Lehman's still into the mix of this, and he is actually the first one or more laps down. If caution would come out, he would be the wave by, so hopefully he'll get back on that lead lap eventually, as long as he hangs right in it. All right, Paul Berthwick up front now, him and Mark Robertson, as Craig Hawkins is stuck up on the high side, nobody up there to work with him. That puts Brian Pager back into 3rd. Coming to the line, he's going to be scored as 3rd. Craig Hawkins up on the high side, going to be 4th. Them two almost touch.
Gotta wash the air from these cars, boy.
Yes, sir. Go back here on Brock Hubble for a minute, driving the Skoll Bandit car. That's a sharp-looking car. That's like the old Harry Gant car. You remember that one, Ed?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it sure does, the old Bandit car.
Them were the days.
Yep, it sure was.
Mr. October, they called him. Remember, he won, gosh, I think all the races in October that year.
That year, you're right.
Called him Mr. October.
Mr. October. Boy, that's an old school boy.
Yep. Craig Hawkins back to 5th now. Mark Robertson up in the lead again. Brian Pager in 2nd. Mark comes back up the hill to pick up his partner there, Paul Berthwick. And just the door opened for Brian Pager here. Let's see if they've got enough to... Oh, man.
Boy, that was close.
Whew. Brian Pager had to have been sweating that one, I think.
I think so, and I think he had to lift off the throttle a little bit or something, boys. You saw that rear end come down on his nose like that.
That was definitely close. Yes, it was. Well, good run so far, Ed. We're probably about, I don't know, 10 to 15 laps away from green flag pit stops here before long. So these guys got to be already starting to think about that, unchecking their tires, fuel, whatever their strategy may be here tonight. Tires probably not going to be a big thing, but I don't know if I think I would at least take 2, wouldn't you, Ed? Because it's not going to cost you any more time to take 2 tires and fill up your fuel tank.
No, you're definitely right. And you're right. I would take my right side tires, fill it up full of smoke and fuel, and I'd be gone.
Yep. I think
once you pump that fuel in, you have enough time to change 2 sets of tires.
Yep. Take you about a 6-second pit stop.
Yep.
So we may see that, but we'll keep an eye on there when the time's just about right. Okay, let's go back through the field here a little bit further. Let's go back here to Terry Bellinger now in 9th, as he's riding right behind Mark Nichols. Gonzalez in 10th. We'll go back to Anthony Cianci running in the 15th spot right behind Brian Brewer.
Boy, Paul all by himself on that high side.
Kerry Woodward now 7.7 seconds behind that crew. And he's finally got working with Timothy Keller, Ed. That's a good...
Oh, good save. Boy, did Paul get into Craig Hawkins there, boy. They almost had a mess, but he pulled it out of there. He got some pink scraping there, door to door.
I did see some smoke, but I wasn't up there on that. But Craig Hawkins now going back.
That was a good save, Paul. They were touching doors there, and he almost lost it, but he saved it.
Craig goes all the way back to the 6th place and going to have to try again. Mark Nichols now up to 7th. Brian Timbrow up on the high side, can't get down. Terry Bellinger going to come underneath him and take up that spot. Timbrow looking for an opening, and he's got it there, but boy, didn't come down quick enough. Mark Robertson is showing the way.
I'm sorry about that. That was Craig Hawkins that made that save. Boy,
yeah.
That was a good save from this car.
Yeah, he's back in 6th place now. I seen the tire smoke, but I didn't get up there in time.
They were touching doors, the elbows sputtered around, but he saved it.
Lap 33 we're on, folks, coming to lap 34.
He's going to go try it again, Dirk, because he's got that high side working today for him. Get somebody to work with him up on that high side. It'd be an awesome race.
Mark Robertson leads lap number 7. And it looks like they're fanning out again, Ed. They're not really bumper to bumper now. They're just kind of riding, trying to get some of the times, the laps chewed down. And they're all concentrating right now on their pit stops, trying to figure out when they're going to stop, watching their fuel, unchecking tires, figuring out what they're going to do. 2 tires, 4 tires. I wouldn't take 4, I can tell you that.
Oh, definitely not. And I think what they're doing now is just riding right now to save some fuel, see how much fuel they can stretch this car here at Daytona tonight, really. And I think that's what we're looking for, what they're doing out there tonight.
All right, Craig Hawkins trying to come up through on the high side, has got himself back into contention here, and he's got Brian Timbrow working with him. He wants to come back up and try it one more time. All right, 50 laps to go when they cross the line.
Greg Hawkins is trying to get that Chevrolet back up towards the front there.
He's working at it. You're going to come up there beside Paul Berthwick and say, remember me? I'm here.
I want to touch the doors, man. I want to see the rubber on the side of that door.
Well, these guys are traveling so close together trying to get that side draft. And, we're going to watch here just as Craig Hawkins comes up through. We'll see him try to slip down just as close as he can possibly get to these guys. And boy, did he ever get a run that time. Look at the run he got.
Look at the steam he's got now coming on.
Whoa. Timbrow working with him. And that brought him right back up to where he was just a few laps ago when him and Paul Berthwick touched doors.
You see the speed come off that car?
Oh yeah, man. He was just rolling right there. Finally, I think Paul seen what was coming up there, and he got right up on the bumper of Mark Robertson and started pushing him to keep Mark out front, knowing these guys had a full head of steam coming up through.
Oh, they sure did. Wow.
Mark Nichols here in 8th spot, riding behind the lap-down car of James Lehman.
Here we go again. He's going to push him again. The 13 is going to push him. Try this again.
Right on board here. He's trying to get Craig up there. He's just staying off the bumper enough to keep his engine from overheating. And Craig side by side with Mark Robertson.
Lap. We'll see. Looks like he's going to lead his lap, Rudy. He does.
Yes, he does. Craig Hawkins leads another lap. Bryant's got a pretty good run now. Oh, it's a little squirrely.
Oh, pulls in front of Mark Robinson.
Yeah, dumps off Brian Timbrell. So Craig Hawkins, our brand new leader up front once again. As him and Mark have both led 10 laps now. Mark goes up to the high side and tries to come down and maybe get a little side draft off him, hoping Paul will come up there with him. Not sure if Paul wants to or not.
I don't know what's going to happen here, but I guess Mark Robinson there, we got the 13 gonna give him a shove here.
Brian Timber would like to get up there and lead a lap too, but he's been pushing everybody else to that point, but he hasn't got the chance to get up there and do it. Paul Berthwick comes up in front of Mark Robertson now. That's going to open the door for Brian Pager to slip in there in second place. And boy, look at this. Paul Berthwick pulling Mark Robertson and Brian Timbrell right along with him. Look at that. Wow.
A three-car battle here.
They all three went by them guys. Well, they were pushing, and Craig Hawkins and Brian Pager were not. So that's how they got to buy him so easily right there.
I didn't know what was wrong with Brian Pager's car there. He wouldn't get up on the back bumper of Craig Hawkins. He even give him a try. I don't know what's going on. Maybe
Well,
don't
we're
like to be pushing.
We're going to start seeing green flag pit stops here any time now, within the next 5 laps probably. Time for a drink of water. All right. Well, we got a little bit of a gap back to Mark Nichols in 8. About 8/10 of a second off the back bumper of Tyler Stanley. Tyler, the last one in that front group. These guys should be communicating out there or in TeamSpeak with one another when their pit strategy, when they're going to be coming down pit road. So we'll see here in a little bit. As now they're on lap 41. We're creeping up on the halfway mark really quick.
We sure are.
Mark Nichols is caught right back up to that field. Wow, that was quick. Didn't waste no time. Well, without them guys pushing, and James Lehman, the lap down car, James Lehman was pushing Mark Nichols.
Oh,
and Mark coming down pit road. Yes, by himself. No, got a couple other guys coming down with him. Looks like Terry
Bellinger's coming
yep.
in.
All right, let's zoom in here a little bit and see if we can watch as these guys come down here. I don't foresee any tire changing. No, looks like nobody taking tires right now. I haven't seen anybody's car jacked up of these guys up front here. What, somebody way in the back there did. All right, and they're way. Oh, Terry Bellinger, man, almost hits a wall. Looks like Mark and Richard Gonzalez get off together right there. That's going to put Terry Bellinger kind of off the pace just a little. But he's got, looks like Eric Kaplinger coming around with him. Now we're going to get it back up to the front here. As these guys still come around here, they're going to put them guys a lap down, but they've yet to pit.
21 and a 31 can be pitting.
Okay, we're right on them to see when they're going to be coming down, so.
30 and a 21 is pitting this lap, Rudy.
Yes, sir. I'm right on them.
Okay.
All right, coming down pit road.
Oh, the 13's going with them. Roll down here, but they do.
Paul Berthwick and Mark Robertson, and that's going to put Brian Pager up in the lead for right now. Tyler Stanley in second. Okay, let's get up here a little better. Paul Berthwick, it looks like no tires. He did overshoot his pit and had to back up, though. Mark Robertson comes to a great stop. Right side tires going on Mark Robertson. And you know what? I'm thinking...
He's off.
Okay, they're
Took
away,
his
yep.
right side. That's what we
Paul-
talked about.
Paul Berthwick's going to be way behind Mark, though. Let's get back up to our leader. Let's see when... And Brian Pager and company's coming down. So we got a bunch of them. Tyler Stanley, Brock Hubble, Dustin Kinnaman coming down pit road. So lots of activity on pit road right now. And they can make it the rest of the way from here on fuel. So let's watch and see if any of these guys... no tires going on at any of these guys. Brock Hubble, Dustin Kinnaman, Tyler Stanley, Brian Pager. No tires by any of these guys.
Nope, no tires and they're off.
Brock Hubble, man, whew, smoking the tires coming off of pit road right there. Dustin Kinnaman showed as our leader right now. We got somebody smoking on the backstretch here. But Dustin Kinnaman is scored as our leader right now. Brian Pager second, Tyler Stanley third, Brock Hubble fourth. Uh-oh. Dustin Kinnaman out of fuel. I believe he is. He's coming down pit road, but he is out of fuel, Ed.
He sure is, boy. Just trying to get that thing rolled down.
But that's going to put Mark Nichols up in the lead right now. He has been on pit road, so Mark Nichols in first, Gonzalez second, Mark Robertson third, a little ways behind them too. Brian Pager quite a ways back in fourth, and he's got Tyler Stanley working with him. Lehman actually in 17th spot, one lap down, falls in behind them. Nick Taylor, I wanted to mention, Nick Taylor is a lap down. I'm not sure how he got a lap down. Craig Hawkins, a lap down, is now on pit road. And Timothy Kelleher falling way back here. So Craig Hawkins looks like he is taking his car behind pit road, Ed.
Oh, no.
I'm not exactly sure what happened there, but I think he was the one I seen smoking on the backstretch. No, wait a minute. Now he's back on pit road. He may have been using a reset there.
Okay, he might have had some problems there.
Yeah. He might have just overheated that motor and might have popped it. I don't know. Okay, but Mark Nichols out front. Boy, wouldn't this be cool to see Mark win have a victory here today, Ed? Woo.
That'd be something, wouldn't it?
Yeah. He's got to be just pumped up right now. He knows them guys behind him is coming. Mark Robertson trying to take a bid there for the lead, but Brian Pager and company is coming really fast here.
He sure is. Yeah, I think it was smart to stay in line there because you really don't have a partner to work with unless one of these cats fall out of place or heat up or something, then you have something to work with.
Yeah, they're closing this gap up really quick, and they're starting to feel the draft of them guys, and they're clicking the tents off really fast now.
I think it'd be wise just to stay in line and keep the cars moving forward.
Gonzalez in the National Guard car doing a great job hooking up there with Mark Nichols. Man, that's a good team right there. Good partnership.
Oh, definitely, Woody.
Okay, let's go back through the field here, Ed. Tyler Stanley in 5th place. Terry Bellinger 6th. Brian Timbrell way back here, 2.7 seconds in 7th place. Brock Hubble in 8th. Brent Huffman in 9th. Paul Berthwick back to 10th, 7.3 seconds back. So that's how much that slid through his pit stall and had to back up. That's how much time it cost him out there. Kerry Woodward hooking up with him in 11th. Eric Kaplinger in 12th. Those three working pretty tight together. Then it's about 8 seconds back to Anthony Cianci, and he's losing time really quick here all by himself. Brian Brewer by himself also in 14th. Dustin Kinnaman 15th, and Tom Serrato 16th. Now, still first one lap down is James Lehman, but he is going to have to pit before too much longer here, Ed, because if you remember, he was involved in that deal with Timothy Kelleher, and he took his pit right then, so he's probably going to be stopping here within the next 8 to 10 laps.
He sure is, Rudy, and that's the toughest thing. I mean, he can minute on fuel, but he won't have nobody to drive till he'll be back in the same position he was in when he called the pit.
Well, if I was him, I would make it a shorter pit as I could, and maybe that's what he's planning here. He's going to run it right till he can't
run no more.
Yeah, and make that as late as he can make it pit stop, and just take 5, 10 gallon or 10 gallon of fuel probably would be more than enough to get him to the end.
Oh, definitely.
We're only 34 laps to go, 35 laps to go.
Yep, 35.
All right, back up front. We've got a pretty good battle going on now. These front, looks like the front 6 all right tight here. Terry Bellinger up on the high side, nobody working with him, but he's still hanging up there really good. It looks like he might want to try to, I don't know if he can squeeze that in behind Mark Robertson or not. Brian Pager was kind of leaving a little bit of a room right there for him to squeeze down in there, but he's still doing a good job on the high side, and he's running right with these guys.
Oh, he sure is.
Okay, Brian Timbrell back here leading Brock Hubble, Brett Huffman. Those three working together pretty good. And Paul Berthwick and Kerry Woodward back here, and they've closed up that gap a little bit, Ed, but they're really not gaining a whole lot. And for the if this stays green the rest of the way, they might get caught up to him a little bit, but I don't foresee him getting caught up a whole bunch.
Oh, yeah, definitely not, Rudy. I just way back, unless you, like you said, you get overheating, you got to switch partners, you start overheating, and that's the only way you're going to catch up, is switching back and forth, because these cars overheat quick. Oh
yeah, definitely. Yeah, 50% tape on them. Holy smokes, Eric Kaplinger working with them three working together, I should say. Anthony Cianci way back here. He's got the black crown car. Nobody working with him right now. Tom Serrato in 14th. And he's got two other guys working with him, Dustin Kinnaman and Brian Brewer. And these guys running about 33 seconds, actually about 2/3 of a lap behind the leader right now. But Mark Nichols still out front. And boy, he's really been showing the way good here, hasn't he, Ed?
Yeah, he sure has tonight, Rudy. Keeping that car up towards the front, man. Awesome job.
I wouldn't want to be him, though, if it was on the last lap, because I'll tell you what, it's going to be a battle up there. You never want to be the leader coming out of turn 4 on the last lap.
Heck no.
I want to be in second.
You might be right, Rudy, to be in second spot up on that high side, because somebody's going to go forward.
Well, you can pull out and draft right on by them,
Definitely, yep.
We see that almost every super speedway race that I've ever watched. You always get, if somebody's pushing you, that coming out of turn 4, they're going to be pulling out and going by you. And 9 times out of 10, they got a good enough run and get that side drop that they can pass you right at the start-finish line.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And any one of these guys can win it right here. I'm really pleased with James Lehman, the job he's doing there, man. He's hanging right with these guys. He's back in 17th position, 1 lap down, praying for a caution to get back on the lead lap.
Hope he don't get involved in it.
He was really counting on a victory here tonight. I talked to him before the race, and man, he was really pumped up about tonight's race. Well, we've got some company back here. It looks like Brian Timbrell has brought that second group up to meet this first group, Ed. So we've got a 9-car battle up in the lead now.
Oh, well, yeah, he was coming right along there and pulling that second train up there to catch up with these leaders.
And Kerry Woodward back here, him and Paul Berthwick and Eric Kapling are working together. They are closing that gap, Ed. They're down to 5.4 seconds behind that leader now.
Oh, James Lehman's going in the pit roads.
Oh, I knew that was he was gonna have to come down here sooner or later. So let's watch here as he comes down to his pit stall and see what he does. I'm pretty sure he's not going to take any tires, but well, if he ever comes to a stop. No tires, just fuel only, probably about 10 gallon, and he's out of there. That's probably going to put him back down 2 laps again. I don't know, but I put him back to 18th as Nick Taylor took over the spot from him for the first one a lap down. And he's coming around here and going to pass up James before James gets back onto the track. All right, let's get back up to the front. Terry Bellinger now comes around Mark Nichols, him and Brian Timbrell.
Boy, he got him pushing up through the front
Man,
there.
oh, Timbrell going to lose it. No!
Oh, he didn't just make the wall.
And that brings out the caution. Man, let's go back and take a look at that.
Boy, did he get loose.
Yes, he did. First caution of the day right here, folks. And it looked like he was, he got a hook on that bumper there. He was kind of weaving back and forth. Boy, and he really tried to save this. Looks like Mark Nichols got by. A bunch of them got by. Brian Pager. He clips that outside wall. Looked like everybody snuck by him okay. But somebody did come down through here and hit him. I seen that just out of my peripheral vision. I seen somebody hit him.
I'm going to look at it right now, I got it on the replay.
Yep, right there. Looks like Eric Kaplinger comes along, and I think he was trying to steer clear of him here. He cut way down, and he wasn't expecting him to be there, and he rolled just a little bit, and boy, that caught Kaplinger. Doggone it. Kaplinger on pit road now, but Terry Bellinger, our leader.
Oh, ouch. He did hit him hard there.
First caution of the day, folks. And we've had 19 lead changes so far today. Awesome. I don't think we're going to see anybody pit here in the front. I wouldn't pit.
Nick Taylor will get the weight by this time.
Yep. I'm sure James
Lehman won't get it.
Oh, I'm sure James is upset about that. But, well, James is back 2 laps down now because he did have to make that late race pit. And now he's probably kicking himself in the butt because he could have waited till this caution. But you don't know. You never know, you know. All right, looks like Anthony Cianci on pit road, Tom Serrato, Paul Berthwick. Okay, he's back. Okay, he's coming off pit road now. Brian Timber on pit road, Eric Kaplinger on pit road. Okay, so let's run down through it here real quick. Terry Bellinger going to be starting first. Mark Nichols second. Richard Gonzalez third. Mark Robertson fourth. Brian Pager fifth. Tyler Stanley sixth. Brock Hubble seventh. Brett Huffman in ninth or eighth. Kerry Woodward ninth. Dustin Kinnaman in your top 10. But these guys have got another chance now, Ed. That the guys that were way back, they've got another chance.
Oh, definitely, Rudy. I think some of these cats probably were hoping for a caution because some of these guys were way back, couldn't catch the field anyways. They lost that when they went to pit road. Like I said, when you change 4 tires or 2 tires or no tires, some of these cats get out there quicker.
Well, we got about 25 laps to go, Ed. Is that right? 25 to go, yeah. 25 laps to go. First caution, man.
Yep.
Great race.
Great, it was awesome racing. No, was that a bumper hook, Rudy, or he just got loose here when he was pushing it and he just come off the apron there?
Well, it looked like he was kind of like behind him and trying to stay on him, and I think he thought that Terry was going to come down, and he was going to come down with him, but Terry stayed up, and he was trying to correct that, and when he did, he just lost it. That's what it looked like to me. Looked like he just lost it. So very unfortunate for them guys, man. I don't know if we could get down here and maybe talk to somebody. I don't mind talking to Brian Brewer. How about we talk to Brian Brewer?
Sounds good.
Brian Brewer, you got a copy?
Yeah, go ahead, Rudy.
Well, Brian, at least you got caught back up to the field here now, and you got another chance to win. What do you got for these guys up in the front?
Well, we're going to give it our best shot, Rudy. I made a couple of mistakes in that early run, and I don't know if you guys saw I lost it going in the pit. But I'm just going to ride and bide my time, see how it plays out there, right?
Yeah, and it gives everybody a chance to get up there for the victory here today, but looks like we're getting ready to go back green this time by, I believe. But congrats on picking up them positions anyhow, and good luck for the rest of the race, brother.
I appreciate it, Rudy. 10-4.
All right, well, this brings everybody back together, Ed.
There, they'll be all happy now.
Yeah.
We're back together again, boys.
Well, we're going to have, looks like we're going to have about 16 cars on the lead lap.
And who's in the lead? Terry Bellinger. With Mark Nichols Jr. on the outside of him, running that second spot.
Yes, sir.
So he has anything for him.
Well, Richard Gonzalez and him were hooked up earlier. Let's see if them two get back together. But I'm sure Mark Robertson is going to have something different to say about that, because he's right behind Mark Nichols, and he may wind up just hooking up with Mark Nichols and going.
You might be right, Rudy.
I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Man, it's going to be an interesting shootout here.
Well, it sure is. Let's not get sleeping on the wheel, guys.
Looks like we're going to have about 23 to go when we get the green, Ed.
Oh, awesome. Awesome racing, guys.
Get them going.
You bet, buddy. Ford GT Mustang pulls into pit lane. Green flag waving in the air. Boys, let's go racing one more time.
Mark Robertson comes right up on Mark Nichols, but
what a nice restart.
Gonzalez comes right up on Terry Bellinger too, so we're side by side here. A lot of the back part of the field has fallen into single file format again, but Tyler Stanley staying up there with them. Tyler Stanley up on the high side all by himself. I think that's Tyler, ain't it? Yeah, no. Tyler. Yeah, it's Tyler.
Tyler's all by himself on
Yep.
that high side.
Right now, he's probably still getting a little bit of draft off of Mark Robertson up there, but he's about to lose that here before too much longer. And he's going to have to either get down in that low line or he's going to continue going backward.
Yeah, you're going to say you get run over. You want to jump down there now. He's
Yep.
clear.
He falls in behind Brent Huffman. Brock Hubble with a good comeback. Boy, after these guys have all been lucky to get caught back up here to the front. Now up front, Terry Bellinger still leading.
Oh, Mark Robinson got so high he had to pull back down that low side.
Yeah, he sure did, I'll bet. Mark Nichols falls in front of him. Richard Gonzalez second. Everybody single file right now as we're coming to 21 to go this time by. Looks like James Lehman on pit road or something there. Not exactly sure what happened to him.
I'm not sure. He's just coming off pit road.
Yeah. All right, down the backstretch. 20 to go this time by, Ed. We always like to see that 20 to go, don't we?
Yeah, we sure do. I get it with it's 10 to go. That's even better. You know, it's a fight to the end.
Yep. That's when it gets the most exciting. That's what we like to see. You get down inside that 10 to go, man, these super speedways, they put on a heck of a show. And I'll tell you what, I don't think any race can top that finish that them guys had last night. That was just absolutely amazing finish.
Oh, it sure was.
It was a shocker to everybody. Wreck on that last, the last lap, which is no big surprise, but still, what a shocker.
Look at the 30 and the 66 coming up through that high side.
Yeah, they're on a rail.
Brian Brewer and Paul Berkwich coming up through there.
Now it's
Mark
Robertson
up on that high side.
Ooh, that slows him up just a little. He says, I want to go with you boys.
66 up against the wall.
Oh, man. He comes back down. Oh, man, he got a hold of that thing. Berthwick backs out of it and saves that. Boy, that could have been pretty bad right there. That would have taken out the whole back part of the field, Ed.
Oh, big time. Boy, he got that thing. That air, that wall, and those cars on that low side, that thing just started wobbling. He had his hand full.
19.
Still looks like he's wobbling.
Yeah, he's still wobbling. Well, I didn't want to jinx him when I talked to him.
You have a bad thing with doing that, right?
I'm telling you. I need to quit doing it, I guess.
Yeah, I think so.
Mark Nichols in third, right behind Gonzalez. And Bellinger still out front. Been out there for 9 laps, ladies and gentlemen. This is good to see Terry up in the front for a change. Man, this is good. He's got the taco smell car out there in the front. Brian Pager coming up through is in fourth on the inside of Mark Robertson. These guys are really battling it up good now. Let's go back here and I want to ride along with Brian Brewer for a minute.
Oh, the 3's on the apron.
Oh, and he's going to come back up on the track. Brock Hubble. No caution because there was no traffic coming.
Oh, no, he saves it. He's on the pit road.
I'm going to go back and take a look at this. While we got a minute. He got caught on that apron right there. Just getting caught on that apron on the tri-oval, Ed, and goes through pit road. He's on the inside of the cone. And now he comes back up onto the track. I'm telling you what.
He made a good save right there, though, Rudy.
Wow, everybody just, yeah, but he's going to have to come down pit road now, Ed.
Yeah, he got a speed ticket.
Yeah.
It's the only thing about Daytona, when you get across, before you cross that cone right there, it does give you a speed ticket. Trust me, I went through that situation before.
Yes, sir. Gonzalez still in second. Mark Robertson up on the high side, still wishing that Brian Brewer would help him out a little bit more. Paul Berthwick right there as well. Them three have been working together for a little while now. And Brian Brewer goes up high again in the turn. We're going to keep an eye on Brian Brewer here for a minute, Ed.
Okay.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to go back here and ride along with Paul Berthwick for a minute. Looking right out of his windshield.
Now, him and the 21 were hooked up earlier there.
15 to go, folks. Paul
You're
trying to
snap something now. You better do it now, boys.
Yes, sir. And Mark Robertson's got a pretty good run, and Brian Brewer pushing the heck out of him.
They're both clear.
And boy, they're going to dump off Paul Berthwick. No, Brian Brewer. Yeah. Yes. No. What? What's he doing? Paul Berthwick trying to save it here. Brian Brewer up against the wall.
Keep it low, Mark. Keep it low.
Man, it's coming down to it, and these guys know it. Brian Brewer, man, he needs to keep it off of that wall.
Boy, that was tight. That was tight right there. I didn't know what was going to happen there.
I know it. Brian Brewer's still having some difficulty. I don't know what, the difficulty.
The wheel got loose skin on him.
Mark Robertson out front now ahead of Terry Ballinger.
Oh, the 45 hits that yellow line, gets a little loose. Saves it. Oh, Brian Huffman there. You got Brent Huffman, I mean. Oh, there goes Paul. He's got to go through there. He says, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah. I think he was having a little bit of issue riding behind him right there, and I don't blame Paul. I would have probably said, you know what, I got to go here. Now Tom Serrato comes up on the back of him. Tom in 7th place right now, working his way up through. The 13 car, I believe that's Brian Timbrell, but he is the first car one lap down right now, but he's hanging right with these guys. He's probably praying for a caution too to get back on the lead lap. Mark Nichols still hanging on in 4th. Go back through the field here a little further. Dustin Kinnaman in 10th. Tom Serrato now in 10th. Him and Paul Berthwick are going backwards. Boy, they went way back, Ed. Paul Berthwick now almost a second off of the leader.
Boy, I don't know, Rudy. Boy, it's going to be a tight one.
Tyler Stanley still hanging on here in 8th place. Dustin Kinnaman up on the high side. Where's he at? In 6th place.
Oh, we have, who's that up on the high side? Is that a lap down car, the 13, Rudy?
Yeah, Brian Timbrell.
Timbrell, yeah, lap car down.
Ooh, and Mark Nichols, boy, they did a little rough touching right there. Brian trying to sneak down here and get a little side draft off of him. He's a lap down car, but if he could get back on the lead lap and maybe get out ahead of these guys, and pray for a caution maybe, but
that might fall in that favor of that number 12 car right there.
Yeah, he's up there. He's got somebody to pull off of, and boy, I'll tell you what, he's getting it done. They're starting to work and catch up to the leader. Look at this, they're right there in the grass. So Kinnaman could be looking at a victory here tonight if everything goes right. Paul Berthwick right there behind him.
That's what I'm saying. Kidman there's got that lap car down to work with him, and he could pull him right by Mark Robertson if he really wanted to. But like you look at Paul though, Paul is right in the back of him. He can push him. He pulls down the. I mean, he almost come down in front of somebody there. We gotta be careful.
Yeah, right in front of Richard Gonzalez.
Boy, that was a close one.
Yeah. So now Dustin Kinnaman back in 5th. Paul Berthwick now staying up on the high side, hoping that he can get somebody up there to work with him. Tyler Stanley coming up behind him. As they're all 2 by 2, but look at back up front there again.
They're going to go for the front there. Robinson's going to have nobody to push on the back of him because you know what? That Terry Bellinger might be hot. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, Mark Nichols up there with Timbrel. And that could be the ticket maybe to get Mark Nichols up front. Oh, Mark gets a little bit of a slight hook there on the bumper, but, you know, wasn't enough to upset the car.
Boy.
Yeah.
Whoa. The 23 is loose.
Yes, Gonzalez.
Oh, my God, Rudy. Gonzalez almost lost it.
Well, looked like Berthwick might have gave him the old tap in the rear there. Might have got him loose coming off the turn.
I didn't expect that at all, did he?
No. I don't imagine so. Berthwick now right here.
Oh, we got a wreck. We got a big
Bellinger.
wreck.
Oh, man. That was pretty nasty. Let's see if we can go up here. There's Terry right there looking ahead from Gonzalez. Let's ride along here and see if we can figure out what happened. Gonzalez comes up on his bumper.
And their 21 checked up, and the 29 got in the back of him. Then he got spun down in the bottom of the apron and shot right back up from there, Rudy.
Yeah, I'm watching here. Yeah, okay, that's exactly. Oh, I see what happened. Okay. We're going to go back here. It looked like the 21 didn't have much of a choice here. Brian Timbrel come right down in front of him. And that's why he had to check up. Let's ride along here with Mark Robertson. And he was trying to, he knew what was going to happen if Timbrel kept coming. And it looks like he did get into the back of Timbrel just a little bit. And when he checked up, that's what started that all back right behind these guys. Oh, man. Poor Terry Bellinger, after being up in the front and maybe with a chance of victory here today. I'm going to ride along here.
That came out in laps, I think that lap 78, wasn't it, Rudy?
Yeah, something like that. Oh my. And he's going to be tore up bad. Mark Robertson still showed as our leader right now. Now they will get back under green, Ed, but I think they're going to have about a 2, maybe a 3-lap shootout, but I'm thinking a 2-lap shootout.
10-4, brother.
Let me get back up here live. As they're all caught back up to the pace car. Mark Nichols second, Paul Berthwick third, Tom Serrato fourth, Anthony Cianci fifth, Brent Huffman sixth, Brian Brewer seventh, Brian Timbrel eighth, Kerry Woodward ninth, well, Dustin Kinnaman ninth, Kerry Woodward maybe 10th. Yeah, I think we're going to have about a 2-lap shootout, Ed. And that's when it's going to get crazy.
Oh, it sure is.
We got quite a few of them on pit road now. Brian Pager, Tyler Stanley, Terry Bellinger, Richard Gonzalez. These guys all on pit road. Take a look down pit road here for a minute. A lot of tore up vehicles on pit road. Dang. That's
Boy, look at
bad.
that. Tom Serrato was riding in the back most of the night here. Look at him right now. He's up in the 4th spot,
Yep.
Rudy. Good job, Tom.
Got a chance of pulling out a victory here tonight.
He sure does. We find the right partner, like we always talk about. We find the right partner you can draft with and get you to the front, man. Doesn't matter if you win or lose.
Let's see if we can get let's see if we can get a word in with Tom Serrato. What do you think?
Yeah, sounds good, Rudy.
Tom Serrato, this is Rudy up in the MaxSpeedTV booth. You got a copy?
Yeah. Hey, Rudy.
Well, Tom, you're going to be restarting fourth. You got it in you to get a victory here tonight.
Yeah, I got new tires on that last stop, but I know a lot of them probably got new tires, but only got a couple laps to go. But really wish I was on the inside line. That's the only thing that might hold me up.
Well, it's only the second caution of this race, and I'm telling you what, it's been some great racing up in the front. A little excitement there with Terry Bellinger. A check up, I think. A lap down car causing the check up there in front of Mark Robertson. And thank goodness everybody's safe up in the front. You're fourth right now, and we're gonna wait and see if you can bring that car into victory lane today, brother.
Gonna sure try. Hope to see you there.
All right, buddy. Well, good luck out there for the rest of the race. Looks like you're going to have about maybe a 2 or 3 lap shootout here.
That's what it looks like.
Okay, thanks for talking with us there, Tom. Good luck. Okay, see what they can do, Ed.
Yeah, 10-4 on that, Rudy. Like I said, we're going to have like 2 to maybe 3 laps to go for shootout here. We'll see what happens here at the end here. Looks like we're going to have 11 cars on the lead lap, Rudy.
Awesome.
Okay, our pace car lights are on. We're going to get back going green.
Well, looks like a 3-lap shootout. Very cool.
Let's keep it, boys. Let's keep it green. Let's keep it clean. Let's go racing this time.
Well, it looks like Brian Pager has taken his car behind pit road, so he's out of the race for the day. So let's see if Mark Robertson can pull off a victory here today. Paul Berthwick going to be starting right behind him. Mark Nichols on the high side with Tom Serrato. Let's see what they got. This is going to be exciting, folks. We're going to see side drafting. We're going to see these guys drive like they haven't drove yet today. I'm telling you, this is going to be good. Get them started one more time, Ed. This will be the last one.
I hope so, Rudy. I think so.
Oh, it will be. Because even if a caution did come out now, they wouldn't get started again.
Oh, no. You better believe it. They would not. NASCAR won't let them.
Mark's been out there for 21 laps, so he will get the most laps led.
Is that number 21 on his car?
Yep.
21 laps? That's awesome. Okay, Rudy. That GT4 Mustang dies in the pit road. Green flag. Wait, one more time, boys. Let's go racing. Mark Robinson takes him down on that front stretch.
Berthwick comes right up on him. And Mark Nichols slips in behind him, leaving Tom Serrato. No, Tom's trying to slip it down in there. And he does. Right in front of the 01 of Anthony Cianci. Fits like a glove, he said. Okay, so now up in the front, Robertson in the catbird seat for right now. But you know what's going to happen coming down to the end of this thing, Ed.
Oh, you know that. I can't wait. That's
Berthwick,
my favorite.
Berthwick and Mark Nichols could pull right out and go together coming off of turn 4. And they could go by Mark Robertson. Mark's going to have to make that car about 50 feet wide.
Oh, you know that.
Serrato pulls out to the high side, tries to get a run. Let's see what he's got. Nobody going up there with him. Looks like Timbrel, lap down car of Timbrel, going to maybe go up there with him. No, he decides to stay down on the low side.
A little dancey here.
Oh, excuse me. I thought Timbrel was a lap down. He's back on the lead lap, and he's in
Sure
fifth spot.
Yep.
All right, going to be the white flag this time, folks, when they come around.
Oh, Mark Nichols don't have nobody to go with, Reese. I don't know what's going to happen yet.
Well, if he could get hooked up with Paul Berthwick, they could get a run and go by Mark Robertson. Final lap, white flag is in the air. Anything can happen now, folks. Let's see what these guys have got for Mark Robertson. Berthwick staying right on the tail of Mark Robertson, and that's not a good sign. Oh, Mark takes it a little bit high, and Berthwick kind of took a peek right there. But we're going to get up here on Mark. Sorry, Ed.
I think he's going to give him a little air there, but I don't know. I mean, maybe he's going to push him to the wind there. Maybe it's just say, I mean, I've been riding you all night long.
Oh, no, he hooks him.
Oh, the 48's going to take the win.
Oh, Mark Nichols going to take it with Berthwick hooking him, and Mark Nichols coming home the victor here tonight. Wow.
Wow, that was crazy.
Yeah, it was. What a finish. Holy smokes, I don't think anybody expected that.
Oh, I didn't expect that.
Wow, that was an amazing finish right there. Congrats to Mark Nichols with the victory here tonight. Man, oh man, he is going to be pumped, Ed.
He sure is. That was wild, man. We always see a wild finish, but that was the wildest.
Well. All right. We'll give him a minute here to get his composure. I'm sure he is just pumped deluxe. But Mark Nichols winning here tonight at Daytona. Wow. I am impressed. I'm sure he's going to get up here to the start-finish line and probably burn them down, but we're going to see if we can get down here and get a word in with him right off the bat.
I always talk about the car being in the right place at the right time. Well, guess what, Mark Nichols? You were in the right place at the right time tonight.
That was fun, right?
Mark Nichols, this is Rudy. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. Ready? Go ahead.
Hold on 1 second, would you please?
Careful.
Okay. Boy, what an upset there. It didn't look like you were going to win it, but the way it all worked out, you bring it home victory lane tonight. Congratulations, Mark.
Yeah, thanks, Rudy. I didn't think I was because Paul was in front of me, Mark, and I thought Mark was going to win it. And coming out of 4, I guess, it just all broke loose from there, and then I snagged it.
Well, what did you think of the race here tonight? Only a couple of cautions. Pretty awesome. Long green flag run there. We got to see green flag pit stops. My favorite, buddy. I just love it. We've seen a couple small mistakes on pit road, but what did you think of the race overall?
Oh, it was great. Awesome. Good racing. Everybody was patient. Yeah, great race. I can't say no more. Kerry, Gary, Nate, Kyle, everybody, me, we all try to put on a good show, and everybody in the league does a hell of a job.
Oh, I couldn't agree more. This is 2 nights in a row that you guys have put on a super show here at MaxSpeedTV, and I'm telling you what, my hat's off to all of you guys. Every one of you are just absolutely amazing drivers. Just you've just come leaps and bounds in the last couple of seasons. I've seen it all right here, and you guys have progressed so much as a league. This is one of the premium leagues out there, I can assure you. This is great to see you guys run back-to-back awesome races.
Yes, sir. I agree. But yeah, I'm excited. First win actually with MaxSpeed. So yeah, I'm happy.
Yeah, I was thinking that myself, but I didn't want to say it because I came on board kind of in your partial season there, and I didn't know if you'd had any victories before that. But that's the first one I've seen you win, Mark. But congratulations tonight. And anybody else you want to give a shout out to?
Second and third. I don't know who came in, but congratulations to them and MaxSpeed and to you, Rudy. Y'all put on a good show, and thank you.
All right, Mark. Congrats again, and thanks for talking with us. Good job out there tonight.
Thank you, Rudy.
Anthony Cianci, you got a copy?
I do, Rudy. How are you?
I'm doing well. Well, you come in second tonight, Anthony. That's a good turnaround. Did you think you were going to get second there, or did you think that you were just going to maybe finish like in the top 5 or so?
Well, if it wasn't for that 2 cautions prior to this last one, I would have said probably not, because we got caught up on the green flags. But once I had my opportunity to get up there on the inside lanes, restarting at 5th, I thought I had a shot, and I would say there's a little luck tonight. That's what we need.
Absolutely. Well, way to cross the finish line, second place. Did you lift off the throttle any there at the end, or did you just keep it right, your foot right in it?
The only time I backed out just a tad was when I saw the 2 cars in front of us spin, and then I just hammered it down and just hooked up with Mark. But I can tell you this: the last 2 laps, my pulse was pounding.
I'll bet, brother. I'll bet. Yeah. Well, great race out there tonight, Anthony. Good to see you up there instead of back in the field a ways. It always seems like you kind of get caught up in something and can't finish well. But you did a great job tonight. Awesome job. And anybody you want to thank or give a shout out to?
Yeah, I'd like to thank the guys that run this thing. Kerry, Gary, Mark. Tyler, all the guys, all the admins. I joined this league maybe 6-8 months ago, and I'm having a blast. And of course, you put on a really great show. We enjoy watching it the day after.
Okay, Anthony. Well, congrats again, and thank you for chatting with us, man. Good job.
Thank you again, Rudy. See you.
Brent Huffman, you got a copy?
Yeah, Rudy.
Well, Brent, you were kind of in you had a bird's eye view of what all happened there. Can you walk us through what you seen?
Well, I just seen the top 2 cars get tangled up a little bit, and from then it was just more or less a drag race for, 3rd, 4th, 5th spot, trying to get up there and get that win.
Well, fantastic race out there by all. Brent, you kind of kept yourself in that position where you were in the grasp of it pretty much most of the night, but you kind of laid back enough. You were there at the end. You come across the line, 3rd place. Congrats to you. And anybody you want to thank?
Well, one thing, Brock Hubble, for one, he was my drafting partner until he got a little sideways there on that last little bit, and he was who I was hoping to run to the front with. But I do want to thank Kerry and Gary and Mark and Tyler and everybody for putting these races on. They're absolutely a blast.
Well, again, like I said, not to repeat myself, but this is 2 nights in a row that you guys have put on amazing races. Good long green flag runs. Last night was just a mind blower. I mean, I've never seen a race like that. That was just absolutely great. And tonight you backed it up with another great race. You come across the line 3rd. Congrats to you there, Brent, and thanks for chatting with us, buddy.
Well, thank you. I tell you what, I've been in a few other leagues, but you got so many talented drivers in this league that they're going to put on a damn good show for you every time.
Oh, absolutely. I'll tell you what, it's just, we look forward to coming over here and watching these great races. It's fun to sit up here in the booth and see you guys put on such a great show. It really is exciting. I mean, Ed and I are, I think, on the edge of our seat half the race, you know, because that's just how good the racing is out there. So again, thanks a lot, buddy.
All right, thank you, and I appreciate you guys televising it.
Yes, sir, and thank you. All right, Ed, let's see. We'll run down through the list here real quick, and we'll get the heck out of here. Anthony Cianci, 2nd. Brent Huffman, 3rd. Brian Timbrell, 4th. Tom Serrato, 5th. A good finish for Tom. Brian Brewer in 6th. Dustin Kinnaman, 7th. Mark Robertson, with that last little hook there from Paul Berthwick, but he did find he got it back up to speed and come in 8th. Nick Taylor, 9th. Kerry Woodward with a top 10 here today. Paul Berthwick's coming across the line, 11th. Richard Gonzalez, 12th. Eric Kaplinger, 13th. Brock Hubble, 14th. Tyler Stanley, 15th. Terry Bellinger, 16th. Craig Hawkins, 17th. James Lehman, 18th. Timothy Kelleher, 19th. And Brian Pager taking up the rear of the field, 7 laps down in 20th spot. And that did it for that. But congratulations again to our winner here, Mark Nichols, finally getting a victory here at Mach Speed End to Wall Series here, B Series. So, but thank you guys for watching. And Ed, any last minute comments on the race?
Yes, I do, Rudy. Awesome race. We did 85 laps here at Daytona tonight. A lot of good driving out there. We had 2 cautions, a lot of great racing, a lot of good guys. Congratulations to Mark Nichols Jr. for taking that first place here. Trophy tonight from Daytona. Anthony from running 2nd, and Huffman on taking the 3rd spot tonight. Thank you, Rudy. It's been a pleasure, like always, sitting in the booth with you, buddy, and having a good time up here in that booth.
All right. Well, thank you, Ed. Appreciate it, man. I appreciate you being in here with me, too. You have no idea. Okay, well, folks, we will see you tomorrow night. It'll be a late night tomorrow night, 10 o'clock Eastern, for IWCR Gen 6 Series. So tune in here on MaxSpeedTV on YouTube for another great race tomorrow night. So until then, we will see you then, and be safe.